Nicholas Copernicus was a Polish astronomer and mathematician known today as the father of astronomy. He was the first European scientist to suggest that the Earth and other planets revolve around the sun. It is known as the heliocentric theory of the solar system. But prior to the publication of his groundbreaking astronomical work in 1543 on the revolutions of the heavenly spheres, European astronomers maintained that the Earth sat in the middle of the universe. It was a view that was also held by most ancient philosophers. But Copernicus not only reasoned that the Earth revolved around the sun, but he also suggested that the Earth turned daily on its own axis, and that gradual shift of the axis accounted for the changing of seasons. Of course, we know today that Copernicus was right. But do you realize the Bible told us about this reality hundreds of years before Copernicus? The scriptures tell the reader about the second coming of Jesus Christ. And the speed by which this event occurs is described as happening like a flash of lightning in Luke chapter 17 and verse 24. But as you continue on, the description of the second coming is given to us in verses 34, 35, and 36. It continues explaining the event, and it actually describes an earth that revolves around its own axis. Let me explain. In verse 34, we read the words, "That night 2 people will be asleep in one bed. One will be taken, and the other will be left." Notice the second coming is described as happening at nighttime. But then when we move into verse 35, we read the words, 2 women will be grinding grain. One will be taken, one will be left. Now this is a domestic occupation that takes place during the daylight hours. Then in conjunction with verse 35, verse 36 says, 2 men will be in the field. One will be taken, one will be left. Men working in the field is something that happens when the sun is up. It's a solitary event that happens with the speed of a lightning bolt. We know that is instantaneous. So the observation then stands to reason that if it affects people during both the daytime and nighttime hours, the second coming of Christ, the only explanation can be is that the earth is round and rotates on its own axis. Before Copernicus successfully argued his case to the academic world, the Bible had long since declared this cosmic reality. And to me, that's a reason to believe. Thanks for joining me on this installment of Reasons to Believe. I hope to see you soon. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write me questions@billyanger.com.